CodeIgniter interview questions and answers. Beginner means advanced. Introduction. CodeIgniter is an open-source PHP web framework used for rapid web application development. CodeIgniter is widely used for web applications, REST APIs, CRUD systems, CMS platforms, e-commerce applications, backend development. CodeIgniter provides check. MVC architecture. Check. Lightweight framework. Routing system. Database abstraction. Form validation. Security helpers. 1 to 20. CodeIgniter basics. What is CodeIgniter? Lightweight PHP web application framework. Which language does CodeIgniter use? PHP. Why use CodeIgniter? Lightweight, fast performance, easy setup. MVC architecture. What architecture pattern does CodeIgniter use? MVC, Model, View, Controller. What is MVC? Model, View, Controller. What is controller in CodeIgniter? Handles incoming requests and business flow. Controller example, class user extends CI controller. What is model in CodeIgniter? Handles database, business logic. Model example, class user model extends CI model. What is view in CodeIgniter? UI template presentation layer. What is routing in CodeIgniter? Route example, $route users equals user index. What is URI in CodeIgniter? URL request structure. What is helper in CodeIgniter? Reusable utility functions. URL helper, form helper, text helper. Load helper example, $URL text helper. What is library in CodeIgniter? Reusable class providing functionality. KS session. PS, email. Upload. What is autoloading? Automatically loading components. Autoload example. Autoload helper. 21 to 40. Database and CRUD operations. What is query builder in CodeIgniter? Database abstraction, query generation tool. Select query example. This $db get users. Insert query example. This $db get users plus data. Update query example. This $db update users plus data. Delete query example. This $db delete users. What is active record pattern? Object style database interaction. What is CRUD? Create, read, update, delete. What is migration in CodeIgniter? Database schema version management. What is database configuration? Defining DB connection settings. Database config example. $db default. What is validation in CodeIgniter? Verifying user input correctness. Validation example. $, form validation set rules. Why use validation? Security. Data integrity. What is form helper? Simplifies form creation. Form open example. Form open. What is pagination? Splitting large datasets into pages. Pagination library example. This pagination initialize. What is session in CodeIgniter? User-specific server-side storage. Session set example. $subject session set user data. What is flash data? Temporary session data. 41 to 70. Security, APIs, and advanced features. What is CSRF protection? Prevents cross-site request forgery attacks. CSRF config example. $config CSRF protection equals true. What is XSS filtering? Preventing malicious script injection. XSS clean example. $this security XSS clean. What is SQL injection? Malicious SQL manipulation attack. How prevent SQL injection? Check. Prepared queries. Check. Query builder. What is authentication? Verifying user identity. What is authorization? Controlling access permissions. What is REST API in CodeIgniter? HTTP-based backend service. JSON response example. Echo JSON encode data. What is API controller? Controller handling API requests. Asynchronous front-end, back-end communication. What is file upload in CodeIgniter? Uploading files securely. Upload library example. $upload do upload. What is email library? Sending emails from application. Email send example. $this email send. What is caching? Storing reusable responses data. What is output caching? Caching generated page output. Cache example. $this, output cache 10. What is hooks feature? Extending framework execution process. What is middleware-like behavior in CodeIgniter? Using hooks/filters for request processing. What is encryption library? What is localization? Multi-language support. What is language file? Stores translated text messages. What is composer integration? Managing PHP dependencies. What is HMVC in CodeIgniter? Hierarchical MVC modular architecture. What is modular development? Dividing application into modules. What is RESTful routing? HTTP method-based routing. JWT, JOAuth2. What is environment configuration? Different settings for dev, test, prod. 71 to 100. Performance, testing, and best practices. What is benchmarking in CodeIgniter? Measuring application performance. What is Profiler in CodeIgniter? Debugging/performance analysis tool. Enable Profiler example. This output.enable Profiler, true. What is logging? Recording application events, errors. Log example. Log message, error, issue. What is error handling? Managing application runtime errors. What is unit testing? Testing isolated application components. What is integration testing? Testing combined modules components. What is dependency injection? Providing dependencies externally. Does CodeIgniter support dependency injection? Limited compared to modern frameworks. What is CodeIgniter 4? Modern improved version of framework. Improvements in CodeIgniter 4? Tick, namespaces, improved routing, better security. What is namespace in PHP? Namespace app controllers. What is PSR standard? PHP coding interoperability standards. What is Composer autoloading? Automatic class loading system. Common CodeIgniter interview topics. MVC, routing, query builder, sessions, validation. Common CodeIgniter problems. Poor MVC separation. Insecure input handling. Inefficient queries. Best practices in CodeIgniter. Controllers. Reusable models. Validate input. CodeIgniter versus Laravel. CodeIgniter lighter and simpler. Laravel more feature-rich. What is scalability challenge in CodeIgniter? Managing large modular applications. What is optimization in CodeIgniter? Caching, query optimization, minimized autoloading. Pagination. Pagination. Lightweight responses. What is session security? Protecting session identifiers/data. What is secure password handling? Bcrypt. Argon 2. What is deployment in CodeIgniter? Hosting and running application in production. What is Apache rewrite configuration? SEO-friendly URL handling using .htaccess. How to become strong in CodeIgniter. C. Build CRUD apps. C. Practice MVC architecture. C. Develop REST APIs. Biggest CodeIgniter interview concept? MVC architecture and lightweight PHP backend development. Key CodeIgniter interview focus? Routing, controllers, models, query builder, validation, and security. Why is CodeIgniter popular? Lightweight, fast PHP framework, suitable for rapid web application development. CodeIgniter interviews focus on IC, architecture, controllers and routing, query builder and CRUD, sessions and validation, REST API development, security and authentication, caching and optimization. CodeIgniter 4 improvements. Key idea. Strong CodeIgniter developers understand lightweight MVC backend architecture, secure CRUD development, API design, and scalable PHP application practices.